What's up, guys, and welcome to another edition of Pro Wrestling Pulse. Don't adjust your sets. You know two of us, J-Man, Roberto. You do not know who is on the end there.
Hi.
That is Kristen. We have talked about Kristen in the past. She is a devoted follower and lover of the Pro Wrestling Pulse.
Absolutely.
Very close-knit. Obviously, Ryan and Quaddy was unable to make it to this review. So I said, fuck it, and I let her be on the show. I don't really give a shit. I don't really give a shit. We obviously have a revolving door. My dad will be on it. I'm sure Brian will end up on it somehow from B-Daddy Productions. I don't give a shit. If you love and care and fucking have some sort of realm of knowledge about wrestling, I don't give a shit. You could come on here. And she's probably watched more Ring of Honor in the last couple months than all of us combined. So fuck it. Obviously, we have the core members of me, Robert, Quaddy, and Ryan. We'll revolve the door. I don't give a shit. She was over here. This is the only crew that's over here right now. So I was like, yeah, fuck it. Let's do it with this. So, Kristen, welcome to the Pro Wrestling Pulse.
It's great to be here.
I bet it is.
I'm excited.
And she is practicing because she has a very important speech coming up when she graduates. Because she is currently number one in her class, something J-Man knows absolutely nothing about. So she'll be getting some public speaking practice here.
Absolutely.
So hopefully some warm ovations for Kristen's debut on the Pro Wrestling Pulse. Who knows if she'll be on here again, but with the random situation, timing, schedule-wise with everybody else, fuck it, why not? On this show, we're going to be giving you our Ring of Honor 11th Anniversary Show review, just getting off the air with the internet pay-per-view. Solid show. I mean, really good stuff throughout. Just consistency throughout this card, and it really is something they can build off of, and we'll get to the end in the segment that happened here. And you think it's random with the amount of people that's on this show right now? Just wait till you see the random people that were at the end of this show. Good Lord. But, yeah, just solid stuff throughout. There wasn't any exceedingly amazing thing that really happened match quality-wise. It's just a lot of solid stuff. I mean, no real duds here, except for maybe an angle we could talk about. But, yeah, just some solid stuff throughout, and you know, good internet pay-per-view, worth watching. Entertaining stuff. Like I said, nothing exceptionally amazing, but we're going to run this down for you. You want to say something?
TNA and WWE need to watch this pay-per-view and learn. This is what a solid card looks like.
Well, and they can learn from making, you know, mid-card matches a lot more better than what we normally get, because there's obviously some mid-card stuff that we didn't really think we were going to deliver that, you know, produced some solid stuff here, which, you know, really that's all I can say is a lot of solid stuff that really delivered consistently throughout the card. We're going to cover it, first match up here. We got the six-man Mayhem match with ACH, Tadarius Thomas, Mike Seidel, Adam Page, Silas Young, and QT Marshall. Obviously, you know, when you get into these six-man Mayhems, like me and Quaddy talked about in the preview, just ends up being a giant-ass spot fest, and really that's what it was here. It was some good stuff, obviously, for a spot fest. Had a lot of cool spots. ACH, who, as I said, me and Ryan have talked about, he's amazing talent, extremely athletic, and has that, just that kind of it factor kind of feel to him that just makes him feel like he's, you know, something is special about him. I mean, he's a little dude. I mean, he's not going to really, you know, make you amazed by, you know, a lot of the stuff that he can do, but as far as when he gets in the ring, he's an entertaining kind of guy. And I think he's got an interesting little gimmick with the name that he's got and the kind of stuff that's built behind him. And the people were fully behind him, crowd-wise, obviously working in a lot of the St. Louis, Chicago kind of area. People knew about ACH. Really getting the win here, obviously, in this match, which was great to see. Hopefully we could see him throughout the, you know, Ring of Honor going into the future, but some good stuff here, spots throughout. It proved well as a good opener, and I thought it would open the show, and it did here. ACH looking great, Tadarius Thomas looking good, QT Marshall getting some spots, Seidel getting some spots, Silas Young just looking like a 45-year-old trucker, as I said in the preview, just looking like a 45-year-old trucker. Adam Page with his broken arm or broken hand couldn't really do much there, but entertaining little spot fest like we could normally get in these six-man Mayhems, and ACH getting the win.
Yeah, I mean, this ACH to me looked a lot like a combination of Shelton Benjamin and MVP. You know, has charisma. Smaller, but I mean, yeah. He's got the high flying. He was just doing spots everywhere. Yeah. And he, you know, it seems like he's got charisma in the ring. He kind of knows what he's doing in the ring.
And I think a big important, not to mean to cut you off, I'm sorry, but I think an important thing is Ring of Honor is missing. Me and Ryan have talked about this too. Just the high flying aspect of a lot of things that have been missing in Ring of Honor. At least the style that we've seen over the past couple of years. We miss guys, obviously, like the Jack Evans and the Amazing Reds back in Ring of Honor's past. So I think it's great to have a
Young Bucks,
Young Bucks, obviously, as well. So it's great to have a kind of high-flying, you know, aspect to the Ring of Honor show back with a guy like ACH.
ACH and even Thaddeus Thomas and even Mike Seidel bring that high-flying, you know. Mike Sydal was doing some of his stuff that his brother does, Matt Sydal. It's just, watch these guys just kind of, just like I said, a 6-man mayhem, it's a 6-man spot fest. That's all it really was. In the ring, out of the ring, whatnot. I actually enjoyed the match. I thought it was one of the better matches of the night.
I will agree with you. ACH was very impressive. He did a lot of amazing spots. And during this match, I actually had to look up Silas Young's age. And,
yes, because I told her she thought she was like 27, but...
well, he's 33. Closer
very old.
Closer to 27 than 45.
It's a good point. It's a good point.
And I don't exactly have that good of a memory, and since it's the first match of the night, I couldn't really remember much of it. But the thing that I remembered the most was the suplex off of the top rope.
Oh, yeah.
That was probably...
They did involving Artie Evans. Obviously, Artie Evans coming out with QT Marshall. Artie Evans, an entertaining character, obviously, when he does that. And a lot of interesting spots that happened there. Blocked off ACH from the spot he was trying to do, and Darius Thomas doing a great spot, ACH finally doing that spot. So, obviously, spot, as I was saying. It's a spot fest, basically, and that's what you give it 6-man mayhems. And ACH getting the win in that matchup there. Next up, we have a tag match with Caprice Coleman and Cedric Alexander going up against Scum. Just wait till we talk about Scum in the end here. Yeah, like Kristen said, I really can't remember anything special about it. It was an alright matchup, a little tag thing that you kind of see on TV that we normally get out of these guys. I don't think they've had any stuff, one-on-one wise with them. I know they've been doing stuff in the past, setting this match up. But Scum getting the win here. Coleman Alexander still looking very impressive, really capitalizing on the double team work that they've been doing, and you can really tell they've been working on it, and really tell they've been working together and trying to gain chemistry as a team. And I think they're going to be a great team going in the future, and a formidable team that could work into a tag kind of division that they're starting to rebuild in Ring of Honor. Obviously, bringing the Wolves back, which does leaps and bounds for any tag division. Briscoes, you got Red Dragon, which we'll get to them in the name choice, but obviously Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly. So they're really starting to rebuild this tag division. I think Coleman Alexander is going to fit just perfectly in that, and really not a high-end tag team, but something that'll really fit into a tag division. But Scum getting the win in this matchup.
Yeah, if you take ROH and go back 2 years, their tag division was the best around by far. Yeah. It's gotten depleted over the years, and like I said, the Wolves just reunited. You got Coleman and Alexander here. Alexander had a couple good spots, I thought, in the match. Obviously when your tag division was ran by a team like Scum, it kind of describes your whole tag division right there. So, but it's good to see this young team, a lot of back and forth teamwork with them and stuff, and working together. I think down the line they could be formative for them tag titles. So.
Have I mentioned that I play Words with Friends with Jimmy Jacobs?
You have not. You just
really?
did. You just did.
Wow.
She had to get that out there. She's been waiting to mark about the Words with Friends with Jimmy Jacobs she plays. Is that all you want to talk about? Just words? That's all you gave a shit about. I know that's because it's just like whatever. Yeah, Words with Friends with Jimmy Jacobs. That's all you got to care about. Scum getting the win in that tag match there. Next up, we have the No Holds Barred match featuring BJ Whitmer and Charlie Haas. Obviously, they went over the whole car lot brawl they had at that used car lot, random as hell, as I talked about. Charlie Haas wanted to whip open what the fuck did he say? A Haas light? A Charlie light?
No, a Chuck light.
Chuck light. That's whatever the fuck. Charlie Haas, random as hell. This was a solid little No Holds Barred match here. Just kind of what you can expect with a kind of block, kind of fucking people in the match and a block kind of angle. But they go out there and have their little, routine kind of No Holds Barred match here. You have the spots with the ladder on the chairs. You got the table spot with the suplex on the outside, which is a great spot there. They went to do the reenactment of what happened in Final Battle with BJ Whitmer and Charlie Haas, where BJ went through the fucking table with his head. They did that spot, covered him, had a lot of kickouts that I thought could have ended the match up there, but BJ Whitmer getting the win off that. He did like an exploder through that ladder or some shit, and getting the pin there. And BJ Whitmer
actually,
winning
it wasn't
this matchup
a pin.
Here.
It was like a knockout.
Whitmer was
that's
kicking
right. They
Haas
went to
in the
pin
head.
and he kicked out, and then he
was
just kneed him in the head and ended by strikes or whatever. But
yeah.
BJ Whitmer getting it by referee stoppage.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that Whitmer went through 2 tables, it's just like every time Haas had him down, it's like, oh, this is over. It wasn't. It's like, wow, how does he come back from this? And he did, Charlie Haas, his Chuck lights and just his, Haas ass shirt. It's like he's just.
I think it was Haas hole, not Haas ass.
It was.
Haas hole. He's whatever the hell you want to call him. It's a bad gimmick they're doing with him. It's like a rip off somebody that in WWE from years ago. Steve Weiser's, I think that he used to drink. So it's just I don't know. I'm glad Haas lost this. I'm glad Whitmer won it. So. That's all I gotta say about that.
Whenever I think of ROH, I think of amazing matches, and I think of all the amazing guys that have come from ROH, like CM Punk and Bryan Danielson, Tyler Black. I think of those guys.
Show that knowledge, Kristen.
And then they tell me that it's going to be a what? No holds barred match,
Yes.
right? I imagine this match to be something amazing. Something better than all the other ROH matches that I've seen, and it really was basically the same as any other WWE no holds barred match that I've seen.
It's true. A couple of the spots would be a little bit different, but when you hear the names in it, you're like, who gives a shit? Kind of like that. But that is very true. And BJ Whitmer getting the win in that no holds barred matchup there. Hope that doesn't continue. Next up, we have the reuniting American Wolves going up against the Forever Hooligans. Alex Kozlov and Rocky Romero, obviously, like we said in the preview, tons of history here. I was really looking forward to this one. I thought this one could really deliver. It did to a point. I thought it could have been a little bit better. Obviously, me and Robert were talking about throughout the match, it just seemed like the timing was a little bit off throughout the whole thing. You could kind of just see where they were waiting on something. They were trying to rush into something. And it was really between the Hooligans. The Wolves just have immense chemistry, and I know the Romero and Kozlov have only been teaming for a year now, obviously tag champions over in Japan and all this kind of stuff, but it seemed like the timing was just a tad bit off in this one. I know if they went out there again, they could probably top it in a heartbeat, but still a solid matchup here, a solid tag match worth really, some good stuff in here. Obviously the tag stuff, like I said, with the Wolves, and they still kind of almost need to fix their timing a little bit and get kind of back in the flow of teaming again. We saw the lung blower where kind of Davey landed a little short and didn't even have the lung blower hit. Some of the other stuff on the outside, the dive spots, which were outstanding. But yeah, just a little bit off on the timing here, but still a solid tag match here. And the Wolves obviously getting the win here and having the kind of embrace with all the old school kind of Ring of Honor ties that all these guys have in the end of this one.
Yeah, I mean, the history between Davey Richards and Rocky Romano, they go back.
Ray Romano? What the fuck is Romero, bro?
Romero. Just the history they have, the fact that Davey and him were former tag team champions together. They feuded, they teamed up. Like we talked about during it, the timing was just, it's either too early or too late. Even the Wolves, this is only their second tag match back after a while apart. Both of them were kind of just like, here or there. It's like, ooh, that spot was just too early, too late.
Yeah.
But I mean, obviously the Wolves, as good as they are, they were able to work through it, still have a good match. A lot of teams will just fold it up and just like, whatever, But they were able to, work through it and still hit some of the moves and do all their outside stuff they normally do.
Yeah.
I honestly started watching wrestling after the American Wolves split up, so I never really got to see them in action. I never got to see the chemistry between them, but tonight gave me an opportunity to see the chemistry between these two men, and it was tremendous. It was something that I've never seen before. The American Wolves and the Briscoes are the most over tag team wrestlers that I've seen in any company. And the Forever Hooligans, that was their name?
Yeah.
I was a little...
A little disappointed? A little disappointed, what were you going to say? I can see what she's saying. When
I heard them sing the Russian national anthem,
it was horrible. They let them go the whole way. I thought they were gonna do the kick on the outside and the double dive spot that the Wolves normally did. Let them sing the whole fucking the thing there. But I see what Christian's saying there.
Davey just to kick him in the head at that point. Davey's just like, whatever, guys.
He's just trying not to laugh.
That's right. Just Robert's case. Just everybody loves Rocky. Everybody loves Rocky Romano. It's fucking
close. Doesn't matter.
That took us into intermission, and after intermission, we went into the 2 out of 3 falls match between Roderick Strong and Michael Elgin. Obviously, Truth Martini banned from ringside here. This is another solid one. Just like I said, the consistency was throughout here, and just produced really solid matches. Nothing exceptionally amazing, but just really solid quality matches here. And the 2 out of 3 fall match, I think, delivered to that point. Like I said, could have been like in that tag match that we just saw, could have been exceeded a little bit more, but. I'm really delivered here. Have that quick fall for Elgin in like fucking 2 minutes. Had the buckle bomb into the spinning power bomb. Had Roderick get the next one off that backdraw, or the fucking backbreaker that he did. And then having Elgin win the matchup with the I think he had crossface to win it or something like that. making Roderick tap out here.
Roddy
Obviously,
tap.
these guys have worked a couple matches, and obviously the immense amount of matches they've worked in tag matches, the one-on-ones that have been pretty solid as well. But this one delivered, I think, was a solid matchup. Could have been better, obviously, but 2 out of 3 falls, I think. Could have lived up to more expectations they were talking about throughout the immense amount of 2 out of 3 falls matches that Roderick has been in, and the great classics that he's had, and the 2 out of 3 fall matches that we've seen in Ring of Honor's history that have really, been that grueling kind of thing. We really didn't get that here. I think the booking style of Ring of Honor, you're not going to kind of get those kind of drawn out, matches some of the time. You'll get it in the main events, but maybe not here. But Elgin obviously getting the win here, still building off him, and Roderick looking, exceptional as he always does, and Elgin getting the win in this 2 out of 3 falls match.
Yeah, I mean, Elgin looks like he's, going to be there for the future. He is that guy that, within 6 months, a year, will be world champion. He's stout. He can, submission wrestler. He can brawl with you. So it's like, Roddy looked good, but, I thought the fact they had Roderick Strong, who's known to be a submission guy, tap out.
That's true.
Kind of made him look weak, Mm-hmm. The match was good, just like a typical Ring of Honor card. All the matches were solid. There was nothing that was spectacular. There was nothing that was horrible.
Yep.
They're all, right there, really good matches, I'm just hoping they continue this feud a little bit and do something. I know with the new Ring of Honor, since Sinclair Broadcasting bought him, like J-Man said, some of the older type 2 out of 3 matches that were lasting an hour, you're not going to see that anymore. You're going to see more like this match. Solid, a quick fall, 2 spread out falls, and a winner. Yeah. So.
Forgot what I was going to say.
You're good. You're good.
All right. Well, Michael Elgin in this match, or at least the match that I remember from this match, he was very over with the fans. He was very dominant. He just kept going and going and going, and he just never stopped. And I believe I heard one of the commentators say, "Oh, if he beats Roderick Strong, like the only 2 things he has left to do in Ring of Honor, he has to beat Roderick Strong. He has to win win the world championship." And
he beat Strong.
He beat Strong, so he's making his way up to the ladder.
That is very, very true there, and it looks like Elgin is one of those guys. Obviously, he had the match with Steen for the title in the past, and it looks like we could maybe see that in the future. He looks like one of those definite top contenders that could, be the guy that finally takes the title from Kevin Steen in the long run. But solid 2 out of 3 falls matchup there, and Elgin getting the win. Next matchup, we started the kind of just random turn of this card once we got here, and unexpected, unpredictable kind of stuff when we got to here. We got the Ring of Honor television title on the line when champion Adam Cole went up against Matt Taven. Matt Taven come out with a fucking, I don't even know how to describe Truth Martini. Just a gay waiter at a fucking, just a gay strip club. I really don't, he's doing this whole fucking, holding his balls in his hand and telling everybody to take his pants off.
No, silver balls.
Just fucking Truth Martini. He's a fucking character and entertaining as all get out. Just fucking random shit to do in there. Matt Taven, obviously, a good-looking kid, and obviously he's got some talent, and obviously enough talent to become Ring of Honor television champion. Had
Absolutely.
Matt Hardy come. She's getting ready to mark out for her boy Matt Taven here in a minute. But yeah, had Matt Hardy come out in the commentary, keep talking about how, when Adam Cole retains the title, I'll see him tomorrow, because obviously they have this show on Sunday afternoon as well, when Matt Hardy and Adam Cole is supposed to be for the television championship. I'll see you tomorrow whenever, I'm still with all the shit that fucking Matt Hardy's fucking
spewing.
Jesus Christ, just good Lord. Yeah, Adam Cole looking great in this one. This one was all right. Pretty good matchup here. And like I said, Taven getting the win off that nasty finish, that kind of like fucking Moonlight Drive, kind of John Morrison, like DDT looking fucking thing, or just drove his ass into his interesting finish there. And Taven becoming the Ring of Honor television champion. Interesting to see that, having the top prospect take the title from him. I saw it in the back of my head. I was like, I could see that, and it's a great sign for Adam Cole. Obviously, could start to move up the card, and maybe he could, eventually become one of those top contenders, which I would fucking love to see. We've seen stuff with Adam Cole and Kevin Steen in the past in PWG. Obviously, Adam Cole just taking the PWG World Championship from Kevin Steen and becoming PWG champion. So, could see that in the future. Obviously, with Elgin, could be some very interesting stuff there. But Matt Taven, your new Ring of Honor television champion.
Shocking. That's about all I can say about it. Once in the match, I'm like, he does that move. I'm like, all right, Cole's going to kick out. 1, 2, 3. I'm like, what did I just see? Yeah. Why is this happening? Yeah, he's, he won that tournament. He's supposed to be the future and all that. It's like, what? It just didn't make any sense, hopefully, J-Man's right. Cole does go on to, bigger and better things from this, but unfortunately, with Matt Hardy was speechless. He was like, I got a title shot tomorrow against Cole. He was like, and just left. So we'll see where this goes. Hopefully they don't just start flipping the title real quick here. Ring of Honor. The idea is have the title for a while. That's what their history is. I hate to see this kid lose this title real quick to somebody, and then that person take it for. Matt Hardy end up with it. So we'll see what.
Awful.
Yes, it would. We'll see what happens going down the line.
Matt Taven used to be a man who barely got shown on ROH television. Barely got shown at all. People barely even knew his name, except for me. I knew his name.
Kristen. Mark out time for Matt Taven.
We all know Matt Taven now.
Yeah.
He has it all. I haven't really heard him on the mic. He has the look. He has the athleticism. He has the ability to be that worker, to be that man. And obviously they went with it. They gave him the title. And it was just,
random.
Speaking the truth over there for Kristen, they're Matt Taven love and new Ring of Honor television champion. Next matchup, with the Ring of Honor tag titles in line, when champion the Briscoe brothers went up against, we have Red Dragon. Kristen, what was yours?
Well, I
Green Cat.
It was Green Cat. I had
Green
Turquoise Turtles.
Black Cat.
Fucking Robert and racism. God damn, racism at its best.
Racism is best, right?
We could have, there's just
purple giraffes.
There we go.
That's
we have
nice.
just the
pink elephants.
The fucking the blue fucking
the Blue Bloods.
The blue,
wait, that's taken.
Fucking
that's
blue.
A game, Robert.
No, Blue Bloods is a former.
God damn it! Let me think of a fucking animal that starts with a B. The blue fucking bears, barracudas. Red Dragon. Just Red Dragon. They didn't even wear red. Makes no fucking
sense. And then, maybe they wore from New Japan Wrestling, because the dragon's big in Japan, especially a Red Dragon.
But they bolded the D and the R. They bolded the D and the R and the Red Dragon. What does that stand for?
We'll get off the fucking name. Never mind. But yes, Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish. Red Dragon there. This one was a good one. Obviously, when we get the Briscoes in a tag title match, it's going to be a good one. And you got some good workers here with Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly, obviously teaming together, showing some chemistry, and starting to gain that tag team kind of motion that you get, the flow that they kind of get with each other. Obviously, they have a great finish, and that great finish produced with the new Ring of Honor tag team champions. Just fucking random. Just with the title changes going on here. We don't see this, back-to-back kind of stuff with Ring of Honor all of a sudden. And when we see these tag title change and we see the Ring of Honor television title change hands, it kind of leads in. And we've always had feels of old school kind of pay-per-views and any kind of pay-per-view. When you have all those title change, you get to the world title and you're like, oh shit, all the other titles have changed. Maybe the world title is going to change. I can see that kind of aspect to it. Kind of an old school style booking kind of thing you got there. But Red Dragon, the new tag champions, going to be interesting to see what they go into the future. And as Robert pointed out, which I didn't even think of, and then he said, I was like, oh, duh. An instant feud with the American Wolves coming up here with what we've seen in the past. They worked a match or two, and obviously the history that Davey and O'Reilly have and the stuff with Fish and Davey and Eddie, everything they got going on there. So natural setup there. Could be some solid matches going on there, and which would hopefully end an American Wolves Ring of Honor title reign, because that's what I want to see again. Best tag team in the world when they're on the when they're back as a team. Unless the Kings come back as a team somehow.
That's not happening.
American Wolves, when they team, they're the best team on the planet, in my opinion. But Red Dragon, fucking I can't say that name with legitimacy. It makes no fucking sense. Wear red, have a dragon on your fucking pants or something. I don't think anybody should have the name Dragon anywhere in Ring of Honor.
Not in Ring of Honor.
Not in Ring of Honor, because it's...
There's only one.
Somebody's the one taking that for that. But Red Dragon, your new Ring of Honor Tag Team Champions.
Shocking.
I think you said that about the last one.
This was too.
All right.
I mean, obviously the Briscoes, 8-time Ring of Honor Tag Team Champions. The most decorated tag team in Ring of Honor history. And, I mean, yeah, the Red Dragon, it looks like they're trying to be a young version of the Wolves, because Kyle O'Reilly is trying to be like Davey Richards.
God, it's sad.
It's sad, yes. But it's like, you go on this match, you're like, there's no way the Briscoes are going to lose this. And then when they do, it's like, and I thought that, I'm like, crap, Kyle O'Reilly, makes perfect sense. Feud them with the Wolves, turn the Wolves heel, please. Turn the Wolves heel, give them the titles back. All done.
Yeah, do some good stuff.
But yeah, I mean, the Red Dragon name, I mean, come on, of all the names they could come up with, it just makes no sense.
I just like Turquoise Turtles.
There you go, Turquoise Turtles.
I like turtles.
Alliteration, good job.
Glitteration.
Yeah.
Hashtag. You have your first hashtag glitteration.
Oh man. Okay. It was a good match. I agree with them. It was a very good match compared to all of the other tag team matches that I've seen.
Yeah.
Both in WWE and TNA. And I really don't like their team. I really just don't like them.
Yeah.
I don't.
I want to punch Kyle O'Reilly in the fucking face. Like, I just...
You almost did.
Just let Davey kick him.
I really have a hatred towards Kyle O'Reilly. I can't stand when he talks. He sounds like a fucking gay 14-year-old. I just...
13-year-old.
Fucking can't stand Kyle O'Reilly. He's a talented guy, but I mean... The Davey dick sucking, the looking like a gay 14-year-old, whatever. But he's the new Ring of Honor Tag Team Champion, alongside his partner Bobby.
Unfortunately, for now. Until they turn the Wolves heel and Davey kicks the fuck out of him.
Kicks the fuck out of him.
Yes.
It's a little aggressive.
Needs done. Davey, do it.
I mean, you're wearing a Miz shirt. Go fuck yourself. I told him I would find that line in there. Hashtag CM Punk comment. Royal Rumble comment. Next up.
Epic.
Here it gets random. We have the Ring of Honor World Title line when champion Kevin Steen went up against Jay Lethal. Great matchup here. Good stuff. Obviously, they played through the distractions of Carino and Jacobs. They kind of got... They're doing this interesting stuff, and we'll get to it in the end here. The interesting stuff they're doing with Kevin Steen right now, where he's just kind of against the whole scum idea and not wanting to be, dishonorable anymore, wanting to just do shit his own way and be that kind of lone kind of character and everything that he's doing, about that, not wanting to be the whole cheating and all this kind of shit and cheap shot, bullshit kind of stuff like that. Didn't want any of that. Told Jimmy Jacobs to go fuck off and leave and all this kind of shit. Worked through that. I literally got up as soon as they had that holdout 19 count and then went into the package pile driver. I got up out of my seat, got ready to take the shit off the table, get the lights set up and everything. Like, I kicked out. I was like, no shit. Like, wow. And they really sold it to where Lethal could really win this matchup. And I really just didn't think that at all. So I think they did a good job of really selling that and getting that over. I really think this is the best quality match that Kevin Steen and Jay Lethal can have. I know that sounds weird, but their styles just do not match in my eyes. Nothing really matches just anything kind of stylistically, but I mean, they really made this one work. We had the F sank through the table, as I said, went into that package spot driver that I thought was over. Had stuff to the outside. I mean, just a lot of great spots here. Lethal looking strong with the elbow, could have ended it there. I mean, just a lot of spots really, they were just selling the fact that, Lethal could really get the championship here. He didn't. Got the, I think he finally ended it with package pile driver eventually.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I think I couldn't remember what the fuck I did. Eventually got the package pile driver win and retaining the championship. But that was not all that we got
Nope.
out of this pay-per-view. Because we had a couple additions to this group, this gang, what the hell are you doing? The 4 horsemen?
They added 4 people.
It's about the 45 horsemen now.
They added 4.
To this group they call Scum. Let's run these.
8 members of Scum now.
Let's run these. Well, obviously you still have Kevin Steen, Steve Carino, Jimmy Jacobs, and Rhino. Rhino coming out and attacking Jay Lethal, doing the whole whatever. And, Steen still just off to the side, like, just stop fucking doing this shit. We had Briscoes come out and aid them.
We had a lot of people come out and try to aid them.
Yeah, we then had Jimmy Rave come out. Fucking random as hell. Come out with a Scum t-shirt on. Jimmy Rave
Return!
is a part of Scum now.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not all. That's not all.
Not all. We had Red Titus come out in a attempt to save the faces out there. No, we're gonna rip the shirt off, fucking NWO style, and have the Scum t-shirt on. That's not all. Had some more faces come out and try and save. I don't know, the Wolves ended up coming out.
My favorite of them all.
We had Cliff Compton. And you might say, who the flying fuck is that?
I asked that question.
I'll tell you. It's motherfucking Domino from Deuce and Domino, bitch. That's who it is. Cliff Compton, of course. If it was Cliff Burton, I would have marked like a motherfucker, but it wasn't. It was Cliff Compton.
And that's not all.
That's not all.
One more.
The fucking cherry on the top. We had the icon, the fucking living legend.
God.
How many? The God.
No, the only god of professional wrestling.
Robert got it. Matt Hardy come out with the jacket on, ripping the jacket off, having the Scum t-shirt on. And then, to put even more than a cherry on top, we have Steve Carino come out after probably drinking a cup of coffee and reading the newspaper with his fucking glasses on, rock some specs with a suit on, hard-ass motherfucker coming out with glasses and cutting, this is the fucking shit that's gonna dominate Ring of Honor and take it all down. And
he talked forever.
oh my god, with his specs on, nothing more hard ass coming out than glasses and cutting a heel promo with this badass group of randomness behind you. They wanted to one up Aces and Eights randomness with the fucking group they got there. They might have just done it with Scum now having Kevin Steen, maybe not in the long run. Steve Corino, Jimmy Jacobs, Rhino, Matt Hardy, Jimmy Rave, Rhett Titus,
hey, Cliff Compton.
Watch out for Cliff Compton, because you gotta fucking have them in there. Fucking random. What the fuck is this shit? I mean, they couldn't even cut the fucking Ring of Honor flag in half, right? Jimmy Jacobs stabbing the shit out of it. Couldn't even rip the flag in half.
It's like they were playing tug of war.
I did not know the Ring of Honor fucking signed Vince Russo. I don't know when that happened. It must have happened recently because it went right over my head. Like the Aces and Eights, I like the concept. I think the concept is all right. It looks a hell of a lot like NWO. Like every faction's going to end up looking in the long run and has always looked throughout history. And
not every faction.
Well, not everyone has looked like it, but did not ever duplicate or replicate that. But I like the idea, taking over Ring of Honor, trying to, kill it and fucking end everything. But when you have these can I fucking say this again? Matt Hardy, Jimmy Rave, Rhett Titus, and Cliff Compton. Alongside Rhino, Jimmy Jacobs, and Steve Corino. How Kevin Steen wants to be connected to this blows my mind. He should just walk the fuck away and be like, what the hell
looks
am I
like
doing?
He wanted to.
He might in the long run, but
standing there looking at them like they were freaks.
Got a lot of interesting stuff going on in the future of Ring of Honor with this just hard fucking ass group.
All right, let's get back to the match. Best match of the night. I actually believed at one point that Jay Lethal was going to be Ring of Honor World Champion. Just the false finishes, just the kick, everything that went on with that, the moves, the spots, the false finishes. It's like they made you believe that Jay Lethal could be a world champion. Ultimately, Scum got involved. Nigel ran Corino off, and Jacobson getting kicked out of the ring. So it's like, man, Lethal has this, and Steen did retain. This random shit at the end. Are you serious? Aces and Eights is dumb enough. Anybody that's trying to redo the NWO, it put the company out of business. Does nobody remember history? The NWO ended WCW.
That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to end Ring of Honor.
Yeah, but I mean,
they're
in real life it did it. You mock off Aces and Eights as the worst faction that TNA's ever done. Just adding the randomness, you got to add somebody who's legit. If you want to create a faction, get people to go, what just happened? Like, I don't know, Hogan going to NWO.
Or the Shield.
The Shield, no, because remember, in our opinion. When Shield debuted at Survivor Series, what was the crowd reaction?
Nothing.
Who are these guys? If you
Meanwhile, our basement, marking out and jizzing all over ourselves.
Yeah, but I mean, we were jizzing here, were we? We're marking out for these guys?
I gave a little...
We're like, what the fuck is going on here?
I didn't even know half of the guys that came out.
Straight up flaccid, homie.
Exactly. If they would have turned somebody like a Davey Richards or an Eddie Edwards.
Then I would.
Or the Briscoes.
Well, we originally thought it was going to be the new television champion and the new tag champions. I thought that may have done that, and when Corino Santa are coming, and could have all the titles in Scum. I could see that. Instead, it's even worse.
Yeah, but look, Hardy will probably end up with the TV title.
Maybe
Scum will end up with the tag titles back.
Probably
they'll end up with all the titles in this.
God,
it's going to be bad. It just needs to go away before it even gets started.
Well, again, back to the match. Kind of rewinding here. In my opinion, when I think of a pay-per-view match, I really like false finishes.
I do too.
It gives a clear definition between television matches and pay-per-view matches.
That is
what you pay for.
Perfect definition. It's spot on.
It's amazing.
Yes.
And we got some of that. That package pile driver. I mean, you walked off. We were sitting there.
I was literally gone.
He gets some of like, it's not over yet. Yeah. He's like, what?
It's literally what made it the match of the night. And then that stuff at the end, I didn't even know who half of these people were. They came out and I'm like, who is this guy? Who's that guy? Matt Hardy, what is he doing here?
It's not good when you're debuting people, and when people are debuting, you're looking up names on your phone trying to figure out who the fuck they are. Cliff Compton, instantly, because he didn't look anything like Domino when it was in WWE anymore.
We're like, who the fuck is this?
And whoever wants to fucking remember the actual name of Domino, you need to find some other hobby, because good fucking lord. I mean, come on, people. So you liking the idea of Scum right now, Kristen? You liking that?
The only person I like in Scum is
Mr.
Jimmy
Wrestling.
Jacobs.
Oh, you like
why do you like Jimmy Jacobs?
What do you mean? Why?
Words with friends, motherfucker. That's why she likes it. And Kevin Steen.
And he's pretty hot. Just saying.
Oh, see, now this is adding a different dynamic to the Pro Wrestling Pulse. I mean, we had Ryan dress up like Bucky Lasek and look like a gay fucking skateboarder. We don't need to have the gay comments anymore.
I do have to say one thing. Kristen is the first woman on
That
Pro
is true.
Pulse.
She's breaking boundaries. She's Condoleezza Rice in the Augusta National right now. She's fucking breaking boundaries right now.
First woman to be on the show. So
there it is. And Kevin Steen, after all that randomness, throughout all that randomness, still your Ring of Honor World Champion at the end of the 11th anniversary show. It'll be interesting to see what will go on. Coming up WrestleMania weekend at Supercard of Honor 7, I think it is. Interesting to see that they're bringing the Supercard of Honor name back for a pay-per-view. But yeah, should be interesting stuff. See what's going to be going on there throughout TV. I think they got TV tapings going on Sunday. Yeah, I would like to see where this Scum thing's going to go, because it's going to interest me to see how shitty it can be.
It's just going to go and explode, hopefully.
That was an explosion is what you did there.
Yes, I'll try to.
We're in a mid-shirt. Go fuck yourself. Oh, God. Yes, this one I'll wrap up our Ring of Honor 11th anniversary show review for my partners Robert and Kristen. That's awkward to say. I am still J-Man. And thank you for watching another edition of Pro Wrestling Pulse, the Pulse, professional wrestling world.